Hey YouTube, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. In today's video, I'm gonna do something I have never done before. Never ever. And I don't know how it's gonna go. It's either gonna go really well or it's gonna be a complete disaster. So today in New Hampshire, it is gorgeous out. It's like 75 degrees, sunny. It feels like summer. It smells like summer. So what am I doing on this summer, fall day? I'm going to attempt to do this. I'm going to attempt by myself to put together a 15-foot trampoline. Now, I was supposed to do this a couple weeks back, but due to the weather being kind of rainy and just being busy and kids remote learning and commuting a child to school every day, I have fallen behind. So today I am biting the bullet and I am putting together this 15-foot trampoline, which was supposed to be ready for my daughter's 9th birthday. Sorry, Madeline, I'm trying. I can only do so much. So we're just gonna dive right in. I'm going to try to do this by myself and see how easy it is. From what I've read online with the Amazon reviews, that's where I bought this trampoline. 2 adults, this can take anywhere between 2 and 3 hours. The same with, it's been mostly the reviews have shown that it's just a dad putting it together and it takes a dad anywhere between 2 and 3 hours. So let's see what a mom can accomplish. Not that I'm in any race to put this together. So first things first, this trampoline came in 3 separate boxes, really large boxes that I had to use a dolly to haul them to my backyard. I have emptied the boxes already of all the parts, all the tools, all the screws, all of that. So I did go through the instruction booklet, and I am a nerd. I did look through and make sure that every part is here and it's correct. I read one nightmare story where there was a trampoline. The dad was putting it together for his daughter's birthday party, and he bought a 15-foot trampoline, and it was a 14-foot net, and he couldn't put it together. So I did check, everything's there. You're gonna see me film little portions here and there of me putting this together, and we'll see how easy this goes. Now, the only hesitation that I have when I'm looking through the part list, there's 108 springs that go around the trampoline that hooks the mat to the frame. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I did read a little tip online. Hang a spring every 10 sections, if that makes sense. So first just do 1 spring and then put the 10th spring in and then put the 20th spring in. Someone said it's easier to do it that way and then fill in the gaps. So I did a little research beforehand to see where there were some hang-ups with putting this specific trampoline together. Everything that I read, all the reviews that I read, this is a pretty stellar trampoline. It has a higher weight capacity, which was important to me because I have a teenage son. He's 16 and a half. He's little, but still, I'm gonna have 2 kids jumping on it. And also, I got the one with the basketball hoop so they could enjoy doing that. Already, I noticed on the basketball hoop, it says no dunking. Obviously, you can't hang from it. That would be ridiculous, and it's gonna fall over. So, let's get started with putting together. This one's called the FOOT MERAX 15-foot trampoline with enclosure. Wish me luck.
All right, y'all, I've got the frame laid out. Woohoo! So far, so good. Okay, this next step, I was putting the vertical leg extensions on, and it goes every other. So to explain this, you have 6 legs that have 1 hole, and there's no hole on the frame right there where it connects. This leg here has 2 holes, and it matches up with the hole on the frame there. Next one over, see how there's like no hole? There's like this little one. And then the next one has the 2 holes. See how it goes every other? And you just do that around the entire frame. There's 12 total of these leg extensions, and they go every other. And you just make sure you match them up. to get all the way around. Next, you lay out the base legs. That's these long legs right here. And there's 6 of those. And then the next step, we're going to connect all these pieces and we will have our frame up. Here, I'm going to give you a wide shot of what this looks like now in my yard. Kind of looks like I'm summoning E.T. to come home. Spaceship. There we go. Just a side note, if you're putting this together by yourself, the step 2 leg support assembly, which I just did here, I couldn't push them down just with my own strength, so I ended up having to hammer the top part of 6B and 6A into the leg support right down there. So they are put together here. You can see I have them together. So now we're on to the next step. Okay, this was the hardest part so far, this step 3, the main rail assembly with a screw. Look at this first sentence. At this point, 2 people are needed to assemble the trampoline. Well, I was able to do it myself, but it was a headache. So you have to hold this section and hold another section while connecting this part on the top. So this was a little bit of a dance for me to be able to do it, but I was able to do it. Look at my hands. I look like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, but I was able to finish it. So it is together. I just had to kind of go slow and steady. You can do it by yourself, it just takes a little bit longer. So the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to attach these sections. This is section number 4 into these spaces right here. Look everyone, the frame is put together. Woohoo! See, moms can do it. All right, I gotta go wash my hands. They're disgustingly silver from handling the framing. So the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the mat with the 108 screws. We got this. Okay, I'm feeling very defeated at this point. I had the frame completely put together, but the holes, there's these little holes with these little screws that I'm supposed to put in, and they're not lining up. So I have to lift a portions of the trampoline up and kind of twist them, but I don't have enough strength to twist them where they need to be lined up. So I'm sweating profusely, and I'm at that point where you just want to give up and cry and just walk away, because this should be really simple, but it's turning into a huge headache. So I'm supposed to be putting in, I think, 6 screws all the way around, and I only have 2 in. So I have 4 that I can't get them lined up. So I'm just gonna take a break, get myself something to drink, not that kind of a drink, but rehydrate myself and go back out there once I just regain my strength and more importantly, my mental space where I'm in right now. So I'm gonna go find some gloves. I think that would help to get more of a grip on it so I can turn it, because right now my hands are just kind of slipping and I'm getting calluses. So I'll be back. I can do this. I can do this. To film this part, I installed 6 of these small screws along with a little bitty washer. There, it's gonna focus. Come on, there we go. Around the trampoline. So I did that with 6 of them. Okay, it's starting to look like a trampoline. This next step is gonna take a while. I know I said previously 108 screws. I meant springs. I meant to say the word springs. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the trampoline mat flat inside the trampoline circle, inside the frame. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start to attach the springs to the mat. It is very important that the spring looks like this when you attach it to the triangle. Okay, there's also instructions that tell you how not to attach it and how to attach it. So you can see there, mine matches perfectly with how you're supposed to attach it. So you're going to go around and you're going to attach it. Now you're not going to go one by one. I'm going every 10th spring, I'm putting one on, okay? Because it's going to get harder and harder to stretch it around the frame. Now what they put in the box is this, I guess you could put, it's like a spring stretch tool. I'll show you how you use it. So I didn't have to use it on the first couple of springs, but you will need to do it as you start to pull the mat tighter and tighter around the frame. Also, your mat needs to be in an upright position. That's with the danger tags. Those need to be facing the sky, okay? All right, so let me show you guys. I'm gonna get myself in position of how I attach a spring. Filming this might be a little tricky, but I wanna show you. So I have my spring attached to the mat. Remember, you want the hook to be facing down. And then what you do is you put that tool onto the spring and you're going to stretch it until you get it hooked right there into the frame. It's kind of difficult. You're going to have to use your muscles, but it can be done. This is what it looks like. There's the spring attached to the mat. There's the tool. I have it hooked. And then I'm going to stretch it and I'm going to bring it into that slot there. I can't film and do it at the same time because it's not my dominant hand, but trust me, it works. Okay, I'm getting my mojo back. I'm getting the mat attached to the frame. And like I said, I went every 10 holes. And then at the end, I kind of went like every 5 to 7, just depending. Some of them were just so hard to pull with the tool, but I was able to do it. So now I'm just gonna fill them in. I have a lot to do. Putting the springs on, I'm not gonna lie, this part stunk. It looks good now, but the last 10 or 15 springs felt like I was putting on a fitted sheet on the top bunk of a bunk bed. You know how you're just trying to get that last corner on and you're just really pulling? I literally had to put my foot against here and pull with all of my might to get those last few springs on. Again, I'm doing this myself. It's taking me a lot longer and it's a lot harder, but I'm doing it. The next step is we are putting on the frame pad. Please note it says that you're supposed to put the warning label between the support leg frame and that it's to be shown upwards. So the blue side should be facing the sky. And they want that label in between one of the main legs, like so. So there's elastic straps on the outer part of the frame pad here, and there's some on the inside. So we're first going to tie the outer straps. And they show you how to do that on step 11. All right, the frame pad has been attached. Not only has it been attached from the outside, it also has been attached underneath here. You can see there's an internal stretchy straps that you have to attach as well, and they want you to attach it to a triangle, so that's where I did it here. You'll see them hanging when I go underneath the trampoline here. So you have external straps that you need to attach and internal ones. So it does take a while, but it's to make sure that pad stays nice and tight along the whole diameter of your trampoline. So this is what it looks like. It's a new day. I've decided to break my video up into 2 parts. So since the first part is all put together, now we're going to attach the basketball hoop and the netting. So we're on to step 13. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. On this part, we're just attaching the netting to the backboard and then to the pole. Okay, I'm on to step 14. This is where we're going to connect the basketball hoop to the mesh netting. Now they said when you lay the mesh net out on top of the trampoline, there are 6 tube sleeves. These right here are a tube sleeve. 5 of them are narrow, and then there's one larger one. That makes sense. This is the larger one, and that's where the basketball hoop pole is going to go down in that one. And then we have to attach these 2 triangular corners to the hoop. And that's the next step I'm doing. Okay, I have the basketball hoop pole inside the netting right there, into that sleeve. Pretty easy. Just put the basketball hoop up on the trampoline so it can be supported like that, and then just slip it right on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to attach the netting corners right there, and there's another one over here, and we're going to attach it to the top of the board with a couple screws. Okay, this is what it looks like when the netting is connected to the back of the basketball hoop. So now we're on to our next step. You guys, we're at the tail end. Let's do it. All right, so I have these poles. I have 5 of this size, 5 of this size. We are going to put them together to create 5 of them total. So I'm going to lay this one out here and this one out here. So what these are going to do are these are going to create the poles that hold the safety net. So when I'm done putting all of these together, we're going to have 5 long ones. And then we're going to attach them to the outside of the frame. All right, you guys, let's do it. We're at the tail end. Hey guys, we got the hoop up. I say we because I did have to ask my son to help me. On this part, it's pretty difficult to hold this long pole up while you're trying to hold on to all of these parts. If you want to see there, you had the screw, then this like gap piece here, and then you have like 2 washers, a nut. Trying to tighten it all, you definitely needed 2 people here, one to hold the pole and then someone to secure it. But we got the biggest piece up. That is the basketball hoop. Do keep in mind where the sun is positioned. This for me, for my kids, I put the pole this way. Their back is to the sun, and that way they aren't going to be blinded when they are trying to take some shots. So do keep in mind where the sun is positioned, where you place that hoop. Okay everyone, I'm going to tell you this last part of putting up the poles with the net has sucked. I will use the word sucked. This was really hard to do. I did have to enlist my teenage son to help me. You definitely need 2 people to attach the poles here. Someone has to be putting all of this together, while the other person is pulling with all of their might to keep that pole straight. And as you go along and put each additional pole, it gets harder and harder and harder. So that's the one thing I will say about this assembly. Pretty easy up to this point, but definitely you're going to be using your muscles trying to get that netting just right. I am off to Lowe's because we lost one of the nuts that goes to the back of here. See, there's a nut right there. I am missing one. So until I'm going to allow the kids to jump on this, I gotta go to Lowe's to find a nut. Now I have one, but it won't thread correctly on here. So I'm going to go look for that specific kind, and then hopefully I'm going to be done with this monster of a project. All right, there's the update. Okay, mission trampoline's not going so well. I'm on my last step. I'm doing the last pole, and sure enough, the long bolt is stripped at the end of it, so the nut won't attach. I got the right nuts, and now it's stripped along one section. I tried to cut off the bad section with a Dremel. That didn't work. So I've been to Lowe's twice now. The guy said to me, "Were you just here?" I'm like, "Yes. Putting together a trampoline. I've hit a little snag,
And he goes, I hope I don't see you again. And I mean that in a nice way. So I'm gonna keep repeating that I love my kids, I love my kids, I love my kids. And this is the last time I'm going here today on a Sunday. And hopefully I'm going to be able to fix this. I'm losing my mind. Okay, you guys, I finished it. Oh, my son's gotta come out and take it for a spin. It's cold, it's chilly today. Right, Biscuit? It's a little cold. So if you guys liked the video, drop a like, drop a comment. If you've put together a trampoline and you know the stress of it, share your stories, because this was a doozy, let me tell you. First part of it went okay. As soon as we put up the safety net, it all went downhill from there. But it's up, and hopefully it stays up, and it's safe and secure.
Ah! Wait, I'm gonna get this. Stop.
Ooh, nice. How's it feel?
Strong.
Good.
There's no springs though, but
No springs, there's 108 springs.
shoot, it fell. Go grab the other ball.
Sure.
You scared?
Aw, Biscuit Boo Bear. Don't jump with him.
Ready?
Lukey. Okay, Luke, don't. That's gonna scramble his brains.
Okay, ready? Watch. Dunk it.
Okay, it looks like we got the 2 thumbs up from Madeline's older brother, who's been jumping, but now he's on social media. Anyways, we hope you enjoyed this little how-to video. Again, this was all new for me, building a trampoline. If you liked it, just give it a thumbs up. If you want to share it, please do so. Leave a comment. If you are not following my channel as of yet, please subscribe. The red button is in the lower right-hand corner. Thank you if you do that. And for those of you who have already subscribed to my channel, hi, and thank you again for joining me for another tutorial in the day in the life of me having a new home and just doing some things around the house and sharing my projects with you. So until we see you again next time, Biscuit, what do we say? We say toodaloo. Bye, guys. Real quick, everyone, I forgot to mention these. When you have a trampoline, it is imperative that you get these metal stakes. Otherwise, if you have a windstorm, you can bet this thing is gonna go flying into your neighbor's yard or get totally destroyed. So you need to buy these separately if you do get a trampoline. I think I went overboard. I think I got 12 of these. So what I'm gonna be doing is put 2 stakes on each of the sections right there to make sure this baby isn't going anywhere in a storm. So make sure you purchase these along with your trampoline and you should be all set.